How's it going, guys? It's your boy Diego bringing you another video about Manchester United. And if you haven't noticed, I'm a bit under the weather. I've got some stuff right here. I've got a little bit of a cold, so excuse me if I talk a bit odd. I know I always talk weird, and I'm too fast and stuff like that. But bear with me, okay? So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about how Man United dominated West Brom yesterday. And even though Tony Pulis gets a bad rap, especially from somebody like me who hates his type of style of football, even though, don't get me wrong, he has been doing well this season. He was 3 points, 6 points off of us coming into that game, so he's doing very well, and he has been getting some more goals than he usually does. I think they won 3-0 or 3-1 midweek, so that was a big result for them. But, he's always the type of player, of coach that's hard to play against. His teams are always very tough to get past defensively, and they tend to be pretty decent on the counterattack with their physical player, and that was something to expect from Rondon, who is their big striker, who's always dangerous because of how strong he is and how quick he is too. And a lot of times, the only thing that messes with him is the fact that he doesn't always have a lot of confidence. But when he does have that confidence, he's a very dangerous player, and he was going to be dangerous because he got a hat trick. He scored 3 goals in 13 minutes in midweek, so he was going to go in that game at least having a lot of confidence in himself, so probably looking to be dangerous. And to be honest, Rojo and Jones, as they have done over the past few weeks, they've done very well, and they did the same thing yesterday, and they completely controlled Rondon. I can't remember who got the only shot on target for West Brom, but I think it was probably Rondon. But either way, it was a perfect defensive game for United, and apart from the fact that West Brom got 10 shots, only one of them was on target, so that's excellent. That's an excellent ratio for United, who have always made some bad mistakes this season and have conceded at least 1 goal, except for against like Tottenham and stuff like that. Very, very rarely did they not concede a goal. So this was huge. United went out there, they dominated the game from start to finish, and did very well to actually seal off the game early on, at least relatively early. Going into halftime, it was 1-0 up, and they got their first goal 5 minutes in, so I actually missed the first goal because I tuned in like 2 minutes late because my computer was having some problems, so I missed it. And unfortunately, the one time they score early, I missed it, which is just typical of me, typical of my luck. But that's besides the point. The important thing is the goal. So Zlatan scored a beautiful goal off of an amazing Lingard cross, which was just almost impossible to place that well off that run. If you haven't seen it, then you need to look for it on YouTube. I'm sure you can find it. It was just amazing. And then there was 2 or 3 chances that United had throughout that first half, other than that one, that they should have scored. And we easily could have been 3 or 4-0 up going into halftime. Unfortunately, they blew a lot of chances like they tend to do over the course of the games. And luckily, Zlatan got another beautiful goal. It was kind of lucky because it took a deflection, but that's how he sort of won the ball off of a deflection. But it was amazing the precision and the power he put on his shot after getting the ball away from the defenders and booting it in. It was just a beautiful strike, and it really is showing how good Zlatan is. That's his 16th goal of the season for us, and we're not even in January yet. That's just amazing. We aren't even halfway through the season yet, and he's just been on form, especially lately. That's his 10th goal in 9 games. I mean, that is a massive record for a player who's never been in the Premier League and who has come in at 35 years old and has been dominating the best league in the world. So this is huge for him, and it really is showing that he isn't just a guy who can dominate the League One. I mean, don't get me wrong, he won't be scoring 50 goals like he did last season, but in the Premier League is showing that he is a dominant striker no matter what level of play you put him in. And I think that he will be a huge deal for us going through the rest of the season and could lead us to a top 2 spot, because now we're only, 3 points behind Tottenham? No, we're tied with Tottenham, who played today. I'm not sure what their result is. Manchester City and Arsenal played today, so we are 3 points behind City before their game against Arsenal. So if they do win, then they'll be further. But Arsenal are only 1 point ahead of City, so we're 3 points from City and 4 points behind Arsenal before they actually play against each other head-to-head. So we could be very close to the top 2 going into the weekend, depending on what Liverpool do as well. So there's a good chance that we can compete for the second spot. Chelsea are 13 points ahead of us, so there's almost no chance of us competing with them unless they really start to have a crisis, lose a bunch of games, but we also have to keep on winning in order for us to even have a chance of catching up to them. And I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that we're going to have any very poor runs of form like we had earlier on, but I don't see us also dominating, and I especially don't see Chelsea having such a crisis to where they're going to drop 13 points and we'll be able to catch them, at least not all in one time. So I think it's going to be a bit too out of reach for us, but I do believe in the second place finish. I predicted us to win the title, but I think that second place is probably our best bet right now, or at least our highest expectations for where we are in the season right now. But I do think that we can finish in the Champions League spots. I definitely have a lot of faith in Jose Mourinho because he's really been turning things around. I have a lot of faith in the team in general. I think that now that he's found his defensive group, which is sort of like a weird defensive group because Darmian's a right back, but he's great at left back. Valencia is a winger, but he's great at right back. Not great, but you know what I mean. They're solid. At center back, nobody would have expected Phil Jones to be our main guy, or Rojo, and they are our two main guys, ahead of Smalling, who was expected to be our main guy before, and Bailly, who is obviously injured, so that sucks. But we've got a great defensive unit right now. Well, not great, but you know what I mean. Solid. Midfield, we have an amazing midfield unit. We have Carrick, who's in front of the defense and doesn't let anything go by, and his passing is perfect. Herrera, who is the heart and soul of our team because of the work effort he puts, the work rate he puts in, and the performances he puts in because he's always consistent. Then we got Pogba, who is the technical guy in our team, who is really starting to create a lot of chances, especially linking up with Ibrahimovic in particular, and that is exactly what we bought him for. Then we have Ibra up front, who is doing very well. Mkhitaryan, when he comes back, will be phenomenal for us. Rooney's been in pretty good form, even though he didn't score. He almost did. The Creeper got a great save to keep him from his 249th goal, which would have equaled Bobby Charlton for the Man United record. And it's just a really, really solid team we're building right now, and I'm really happy with what Jose Mourinho has been able to do. It took him a little bit more time than I would have liked, obviously more time than he would have liked as well, but what he's done with this team is make an excellent group of guys that even with injuries can cope and can really cover themselves, because even we're not even talking about Martial and Rashford who are on the bench. You know, those are guys that could be starters in any game, and they aren't even necessarily given starters. So that's huge. We have a very, very solid team, and we have a pretty good bench as well. So that is huge for Man United, and I do have high expectations for the future. Man United aren't necessarily back, but we are definitely on the road to becoming a great club again. Even though we were never not a great club, but we need to start getting the trophies because the FA Cup is good and all, but we need the Premier League, we need Champions League spots, and that is exactly what we're going after. So guys, if you agree with me, let me know in the comments section down below, and let me know how optimistic you are about Man United's chances going into the rest of the season. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and please share this with anybody that you know that might be interested. And guys, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.